Celtics news. Mark Stein from ESPN.com reporting that Stephon Marbury interested in the Celtics, and a source tells Stein that the Celtics hope to sign him. It still depends on whether Marbury can negotiate his release from the Knicks, and right now, that's going nowhere. The source also told Stein that Kevin Garnett does not oppose the move. They played together in Minnesota. Now, tonight, Marbury was at the Timberwolves-Warriors game in Minnesota watching cousin Sebastian Telfair, and Marbury's told the Minnesota Star-Tribune this: "Reuniting with Kevin is something that I would love. Going to Boston would be great for basketball and for fans to see Kevin and I reunited like when we were younger. There is some hope. If I can get out of my contract, good luck. And they're interested in me. How can you deny the chance?" All right, guys, the NBA abuzz right now about this. Celtics, we saw during their little recent swoon going 1-3, their bench struggling, averaging 15 points in those 3 losses. So that leads to why maybe they're interested in Stephon Marbury. But Nancy, can this chemistry, can this actually work? A guy like Marbury, who hasn't played all season, joining that locker room?
I think he can. I think it would be a coup. Danny Ainge, you'd get GM of the year once again, because if you have a guy like Marbury, he can come off, he can score. He's a big perimeter defender. You know that he understands that the next team, Jalen, that he goes to, he's going to have to fit into his role and fit in with the chemistry. And I like the fact that they have a lot of veterans who would sort of tell him where he belongs.
And plus, he has a lot to prove. Think about a guy that's being exiled by the New York Knicks, a team that would throw a parade to make it to the playoffs, as opposed to playing with a team like the Celtics. If they don't have a parade at the end of the season is a disappointment. Here's a guy that does average 19 points and around 7 assists for his career. Nobody said the guy couldn't play and didn't have talent.
But Jalen, he has this reputation, though, that when he jumps to another team, his new team struggles, the team he leaves gets better. This is a guy who's making just around $21 million a season. Can his ego handle the idea that he's going in this locker room and he's no longer the first punch, the second punch, or the third punch when it comes to scoring?
And he doesn't have to be the go-to guy. They already have built-in leadership, and it's going to be like this. They can play him, they can sign him for the minimum, and if it works, then great. If it doesn't work, bench him. And if it really doesn't work, they have the opportunity to release him. And if you look at the Celtics lineup, they can use a joke from this. It takes away from Eddie House having to come in and run the team. Tony Allen has been inconsistent, and the bench really hasn't been getting it done. Last year, they went out and got Sam Cassell and P.J. Brown. They lose Posey in the offseason. They need another guy or two, I think.
Well, tonight their bench scored 42 points.
Yeah.
If they can't get that consistent production off their bench every night, then Marbury fits. And let's face it, guys in the league who you played against, the greatest cure for an ego is a ring. They want the ring, and they're willing to sacrifice for the good of the game. He said it. It would be good for basketball.
So you guys on record, on board with this when it comes to the chemistry of Marbury entering that locker room?
He doesn't have to be the go-to guy. They have built-in leadership on that team.
This has to be a nice guy.
That would be some serious drama in the NBA if it were to happen.